Alright guys, I'm going to show you how I silence my carabiners, and I am super particular about eliminating noise, and especially any sort of metal noises when I'm in the woods. So I have a little bit different process than I've seen by a lot of different guys. It's actually a two-part process, so it takes a little bit more time, but it uses some readily available materials. So a lot of guys will use stealth strips or camel form tape, or just straight hockey tape on their carabiners. Those all work relatively well. I found that, you know, if you put both your ropes in the same pouch, so you've got multiple carabiners in the same pouch, they still will make a little bit of noise. Is that enough to cause you an issue in the woods? It just depends on your hunting situation. But the way I like to hunt is I like to try to get very, very close to deer. So it's important that I don't have any chance at all of making a metal ting noise with my carabiners. So I use two types of tape. So the first tape, and they're both athletic tapes. The first tape is a self-sticking stretch athletic tape. This is the tape that athletic trainers put on when they're taping an ankle. They put this on first so it doesn't stick as tightly to the skin, provides a little bit of cushion. This is really providing the sound dampening that I'm looking for on the carabiner. And then I just cover that with some standard athletic tape or hockey tape. I happen to have black here. That's the best color that was available in a store nearby. You can order it camo and whatnot, and you could substitute this for other things as well, like a stealth strip, or a camel form roll tape. I like this because it's thin, and because I'm putting two layers, this one being the sound dampener a little bit thicker and spongier. I like that this is thin, and it sticks well just to cover things and protect this so that it lasts all season. So to start, I'm just going to take this and this is a Black Diamond Light Forge carabiner. So, you know, 12-15 inches typically works. So roll off a piece, cut that off. And I'm just going to hold it and wrap that good and tight around the carabiner. Corner is the most difficult part. Once you get around that, it's pretty smooth sailing. And if it wrinkles a little bit, that's not a bad thing. That's actually going to help with the sound dampening. See, it's sticking on itself a little bit here. I'm just going to work that through. Get around my corner. And I've got a little bit of extra here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap that on rather than, you know what, I am gonna trim that just a little bit there. Had a little bit more than we needed. So make sure that's on there good and tight. Now it's very important, you do not want to put any tape on the gate of your carabiner. You want to make sure that that carabiner, you see right there, I put it a little bit too close. So I'm going to pull that back. You want that to be able to lock. That's a very, very important safety thing. So you want no tape on here so that you don't inhibit your carabiner's ability to lock. So that's step one. And this is already way quieter. Step two, I'm now going to cover that with just a single layer of athletic tape. This is a stickier, much thinner tape. This is what an athletic trainer would then put over top of this, just like taping an ankle before an athletic event. So with my background, you can kind of see why I came up with this. And I'll do this usually because this tape is a little stickier, I'll do this in two sections. So cut about an 8-inch piece. And then just go through the same process here. And snake it through the carabiner. I'm using a shorter section of tape just because it makes this part a little easier, getting it through the carabiner. So you see I'm about halfway done. Cut off another 8 to 10 inch piece or so. And I'm not a big fan of the color black in the woods, but I think for something as small as a carabiner, it doesn't really make a difference. I just don't like large black objects in the woods. They tend to stand out. If you think about when you're scouting, if you ever see a pre-hung tree stand in the woods, the black ones are always easiest to pick out. And I know our eyes are different than deer, but I do think that is a principle that translates for them. All right, I'm gonna squeeze that so that gets nice and stuck on there. Again, I'm gonna check my gate. That's still working. Double check that your screw lock goes all the way up. It's not inhibited by any tape. And you're done. Now let me lock that. That is rock. That is gonna be dead whisper quiet for you. So last thing I want to point out, guys, is while I do prefer the method I just showed you, basically taping my carabiners like you're taping an ankle, and you can see I've added a little bit of stealth strip on the screw nut there, for the locking mechanism. If you are running an oval carabiner with a Kong duck or a Climbing Technology roll-on lock, I do suggest that you use either stealth strip or hockey tape, and then don't overlap either tape very much as you're wrapping your carabiner. What basically happens is the covering will get too thick, and your Kong duck or your Climbing Technology roll-in lock will not go onto the carabiner very well. So suggest keeping this layer thin. It's not gonna, reduce the noise quite as much. This is overall a little bit noisier rig as compared to just a carabiner with a hitch cord on the rope, but that's obviously personal preference what you like. So just trying to show you guys a couple different options. This is with readily available materials if you're in a pinch, but if you are using an ascender here with 8mm diameter ropes that require the duck or the roll and lock, you just got to make sure your covering is thin enough so that the device can fit on the carabiner. So that is it. Good luck this fall.